Hello everyone, here today to go through a flip of my 2021 catch-all because it is 2022. So happy new year. I hope you all had a great New Year's Eve and are having a great, relaxing, productive New Year's Day. So this is just a catch-all of all of the months that I recorded in a Happy Planner classic size for the year. So just to show you a comparison quick before we get started, also we see a bunch of other planners on my channel as well. That's because I did change up my system pretty drastically going into 2021. So here, these are the two that I had for 2020, and we all know what 2020 was. So these are actually hilarious, probably, if we go through some of them. It might be slightly traumatizing for me to revisit all of it, but we can see the difference. So that was 2020, and this is 2021. So, you know, I used about half the Happy Planners I normally would have. So I don't know, if you do still want to see maybe 2020, I'd be happy to do it. But for instance, you know, maybe I'll do a flip of making the 2020 goals page. I think I tagged Fancy Plans or Makita Cummings about that, but like, this is hysterical. Like, cross out everything and note nothing happened because 2020 just, it didn't count. So we'll put that away and we'll start a flip. Now, one thing I like about this is that you can, and apologies for that glare, you can see overall maybe general trends or phases of your life that are way busier than others. And I'll show you why I say that when we go through this. But one thing I did do this year was a 2021 review. Now, in the planner, I did black out some of the items that were a bit more sensitive that, I don't know, you probably don't want to see, or I shouldn't put phone numbers on YouTube. But so this was just some milestones that I sat and I made last week, I think, just to say what were some of the good things that happened at the end of the day, end of the year. Sometimes it's like, did I do anything? Like, what did I accomplish? Because, I mean, surviving and mentally taking care of yourself in 2020 and 2021 were just some of the biggest goals anybody could achieve. But, like, I got glasses for the first time in my life, but it's helping my headaches. I got a 250-pound squat. I started CrossFit classes again sometimes, which is really fun. I did develop a really great skincare routine that I'm proud of. I got PRP for my hair loss that I was having. It's another separate episode. I threw out a ton of makeup. I repurchased some others that match my skin because I swore off tanning and I haven't since, and I use sunscreen religiously now. So I had to get a bunch of new stuff that matched my skin tone. My husband and I took a week and we went to the beach. It was our first vacation in 6 years. So I was working on reshaping my glutes. You know, I don't know if many of you out there are super into fitness, but my husband owns a gym, or I could say we own a gym. He's also a coach, a powerlifting, bodybuilding coach, and I did compete in bodybuilding, so he's helping me reach some of those goals. We bought a Bowflex to keep in the office. We also binge watched $1 Million Listing and Squid Game, stuff like that, Handmaids. So it was just some things that, you know, we had a lot of fun with, or we're super proud about for 2021. So one thing I do, I'm going to skip that because this was some carryover from 2020. I do a horizontal layout. Our anniversary was yesterday. We got married on New Year's Eve, so we've been married 1 year. So in 2020, we got married December 31st. But I do keep a weekly horizontal, excuse me, a weekly layout in combination with a horizontal, because I Franken plan a weekly catch-all and then a brain dump of sorts. So this was the week after we got married, came home, and didn't take a honeymoon because of COVID, but just went right back to work. At least did a bit of a theme here. I also mentioned in my planner lineup that I started a different planner just for taking care of my mom's needs or things that she needs specifically, because I said that I wrote it in my catch-all and it was a little overwhelming. Well, this is the catch-all, and I highlight everything that had to do with my mom for the most part. Maybe not every little thing, but I highlighted everything that was specifically related to her. And going into 2022, I have a dedicated planner for her. This is just a Filofax original in stone, and I have it separated by months. It's like the Hobonichi style layout from Peanuts Planner Co. So I can set it up however I need for whatever day, because it's not every day, or if it is every day, I can just keep printing and cutting. I also help her balance her checkbook, so to speak, and payment. So this will be a daily planner as needed to take care of my mom's needs and just track it separately from like everything else that we have going on. That's one thing I did learn about myself, is that I need to keep things separate. I don't do well when every single thing is in one planner. It gets overwhelming for me. And we can see that some days I used to plan with stickers a ton prior to this year. There just wasn't as much time. But when I needed to relax, because it's what I do to relax. I think a lot of people, if you're watching this, you would agree. So I did a lot with stickers, but this year it was a little tough during certain sections of it. I just paper clipped this together, but this was one of the horizontal layouts that I used for journaling. So I did that every day when I could, just so I knew, what was going on that day, how was I feeling. So no to-dos were in here. It was all just based on like mentally, everything you would probably typically journal about. You can see my February months weren't super planned. I was interviewing for the job that I currently have now. I was interviewing this week, so I made it a bit more, motivational than normal. The next week I didn't do much. But this was the week going into this week. I filled in for someone on maternity leave, and I was super happy to do so because it led to a lot more responsibilities for me, and I really enjoyed that. So, but what that was, it was about 4 months. So I was doing my current job plus 2 other people's workload from the job that I had, plus the team member that went on maternity leave. So it was a lot of work. And so some days where there was more work than others, or there was just an unusual amount of to-dos, I would use the cloth and paper daily. I think she still has this layout, but it was a few days on one page, and I really liked using that. If it was just specifically more than just a little itty bitty, horizontal can suffice. So we'll skip through another journaling. But it depends. I mean, part of what's neat, again, is you can go in and flip back and see that there was just, look at this. This was March. I don't think I planned in March. Look at that. Now, I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it, but I didn't get to do it. That was at the peak of kind of doing all of those new responsibilities. Another note from my husband. It's like a Where's Waldo? The notes from my husband. These notes just pop up in all of my planners somewhere, and they even surprise me sometimes. So it's sweet to see. It's super motivating on some days. So we'll move on. Again, you can see no stickers had been used. I realized also that the beginning part of the week is typically the most packed because I didn't even do any writing in here, but I did for the back end. I think same here. Who doesn't agree with that? Taxes side. I'll cover that though. Trying to do my taxes. Here I got the motivation to plan again. Super soft. What's interesting too, it's funny, my husband said one day, I think a couple years back or a year ago, where he said he could tell what mood I was in or what I needed that week, how I was feeling based on the way my planner looked. Now he's really perceptive, so him saying that is amazing now in hindsight because it's very him. But at the time, I used to, not have that type of support. So it was really sweet. So for instance, something like this where it's all soft and muted, I needed to be calm because you could see I took my mom to an appointment Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then there was something over the weekend because in April she was still getting adjusted to living in her new home. So we moved her in November of last year. So there was a lot going on. I needed to stay strong. I needed to inhale courage, exhale fear. Just needed to be calm. And then again, I promise it gets a little more exciting than just all these blank weeks. But I did want to include it because there were times I was hard on myself that I wasn't planning. Like look at this, April, May. So I think I covered maternity leave for February, March, April, and through May. And I was working about 12, 13 hours a day, and not really working out or doing much for myself. I was a contractor, still waiting for to be flipped full time. I was thankful I flipped full time in April, and I'm so very grateful for that. I do love what I do. I feel very appreciated and respected at work. So it was just a lot to pick up on, and then getting that caught back up to speed, and then you start to see I had a little bit, or I made a bit more time for writing some things down. A lot of highlight and helping my mom. Still not a whole lot of stickers, but some journaling. Now let's see this. Yeah, started to get back into planning a monthly overview, which is great. More appointments, but really what this is anything. I plan it for the next week, and when I do, I look ahead. I look in my brain dump planner that I have. It's not really a planner, it's just a brain dump notebook. I look in my habit tracker. I look in my pocket because I look in my wallet. So this wallet, you saw me set up my 2022. So I still need to carry over some things from setting up the 2022 pocket. Still have some things to carry over and archive from this one, but I'll look in here mainly to see what I need to carry over. Rarely do I need to check my phone, but I will always check my phone, check meetings, and see what else has to happen or whatever else is going on, and I write it down. So what my favorite thing to do is when there's time is sit down on the weekend and plan out the next week and know that when I start Monday, I have a lot cared for, and that really helps me. I don't know if you feel the same way. This was one of my favorite weeks that I planned. Also very calming. I think this is Dream Seeker, the Dream Seeker sticker book. It was beautiful and calming, another calm one. I'm seeing a trend. Also, when I see this and I see all these calming colors, it just lets me know that it was a little bit more stressful than normal. This is super fun looking because we were going on our first vacation. Like I said, it was about 6 years for both of us. So we went to the beach, and so that was super fun. And it was very odd. I don't know if anyone's gone on vacation where they say, okay, I can't like really relax until like it takes a couple days to be able to relax, and then you can relax, and then you're all of a sudden like anxious to come back, or like what you're gonna face when you return. But a lot of appointments happened that month. September was pretty busy. This was the week, I think, after the beach, but I really liked that layout. I didn't plan that week, so I just renumbered everything. I thought that was super fun. More cloth and paper dailies. Didn't use it too much, but I started to track like workout progress. So one thing that helps me because I noticed flipping back that I wasn't doing my planning like I was, which is a lot of self-care for myself. I really do enjoy it. I like sitting down, I like getting out all the supplies, and I like planning out the week. It helps my anxiety. It's relaxing. I used to scrapbook like in college. I actually scrapbooked a lot, and so this is similar to that. So I started to get more into it because I really do enjoy it, and it helps. And I see, again, all of these extra appointments now. I'll be able to have in a dedicated place, and maybe anything that needs to happen I can put right in the calendar so I don't forget it. And then the daily, but there's so much that has needed to happen that again, I'll just have that in its own dedicated place. So this is interesting because sometimes what I do, I took this Franken plan. This was from I think it's the teacher layout, the way it's set up, and I created a countdown to an exam I was taking, the PNP exam. I did have to move that a couple of times just because of the timing of things my mom needed, and I knew I couldn't study like I needed to or really wanted to feel confident going into it. So I made a countdown, and what I did, I made sure that I covered something for a couple of the exams I was taking, but I made sure I still got in like fitness and self-care. And made sure I was still hitting the milestones for work. So, because this is tied into my role as well. So sometimes I do that. I set like, these would have been subjects and these would have been days, but I flipped it. So I just made these subjects and these days, and then made sure I was doing something every day towards those goals. And it helped me get motivated and stay motivated. I even made notes. Like, I had a really hard time balancing self-care sometimes, and just to have that awareness, when you really sit and kind of reflect on what's happening, you'll be pretty amazed at what you discover if you do that regularly, and give yourself grace. Go easy on yourself. So October, we're getting into, we had a wedding to go to, my husband and I was a groomsman in my friend's wedding. He was my 6th grade science partner. So we were buddies in 6th grade, and my husband and I went to his wedding in West Virginia. It was absolutely beautiful. It felt like it was out of a storybook. So that was nice. It was the first time my husband and I really got to dance, because we didn't have our wedding the way we planned, because we were a 2020 couple. So it was nice to just get away, and everyone was safe. But you can see, at least I've started to write more things down. I have my second aura migraine this year. I don't know if any of you get those, but they are a little scary. But so far it's only been 2 in my life, but trying to really realize what's leading to that. And when I was going through this to cover certain things, for all of you, I realized that I had so many notes in here where I just said, I'm so exhausted, I'm so tired, I need a break. And wanted to make sure I carve out time for myself. And I know it's not just me. A lot of us have a really hard time kind of taking care of ourselves or putting ourselves first. We feel like so many other things have to come before what we need. But we're all a work in progress. So this is when I sat down to plan out November and December in my Christmas planner, and I said, you know what, let's just end the year with a bang and decorate it, keep me motivated. I met with one of my girlfriends pre-COVID. We used to meet once a month and plan for the month at like a Starbucks, and we finally got back up together after about a year and a half, and we sat and I decorated for the weeks, and we just sat and drank coffee and chatted, and it was really, really, really nice. I knew I missed it, but I didn't realize how much I missed it. But I was so productive these weeks, and I mean, it's just something I'm gonna be aware of, is that when I sit and I decorate everything, I will be more productive. I'll use my planner more. But I really liked all of these layouts. I got my new Squat Max, which is great. So that's been fun. Having the goal really helps because it's just the way I am. If it's on paper, I'll do it. You know, I'll try my best to do it. These are some papers from the Christmas extension pack from Happy Planner. Helped with Christmas and Black Friday this year. And this is December, so this ended, you know, just yesterday. But I was super happy with the way all of this turned out. It was a very, very busy December. I think the older I get, the more busy it becomes. But we're doing our best. It's all we can do. This is my birthday. So I had my like favorite little logo here, and one of my favorite pastimes was ice skating in our backyard. So I made that a super happy layout. And this was a countdown to Christmas, which was really fun. And then the week after that was our anniversary. So it went birthday, Christmas, anniversary, all back-to-back weeks. So we go out with a bang every year. And so that's it. So here we are today, and I'm filming, and that was a flip through of the catch-all for 2021. Just saying that, you know, if you don't get to it all the time, it's kind of like, you know, maybe your nutrition or your exercise routine or drinking water or planning, whatever it is. If you don't, even if you miss a couple of weeks, you know, that's okay. Just give yourself grace and get back to it. Consistency is really the key. But one thing I love about the planning like this is really seeing, going back and looking back. It's kind of like a yearbook, a memory book. I have archived about maybe 3 or 4 years, just to see what's changed, to see how your system changes, to see maybe where you can change and explore, hey, this isn't serving a purpose anymore, this isn't serving me anymore, I'll find a new way to do it. And just try it. Just go out there, try it. If you feel like you're outgrowing something, that's okay. That's one reason why I really liked Peanut's planner code this year, was that I got to experiment with a lot of different sizes, because I could just print and fill and see if I used it. So anyway, that's our flip through of 2021's catch-all. If you want to see 2020, let me know. Or if you have any questions, you know, type that below, and I'm happy to help. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button or turn on notifications if you did like this review. And until next time, have a great day, and I will see you then. Thanks, everyone.